Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing a very special video because guess what? It's my birthday! Yay! I'm so excited to be doing this video. I've honestly been waiting months to do it, and by the end of this, I love the way the drawing turns out. I think it's so cute. I've never really drawn a self-portrait before, and I just love the way it turned out. It honestly kind of looks like me. It's just so cute. So today we're drawing in Procreate, and I decided to do a digital drawing because I wanted this to look really clean and awesome, and for me to be able to show you guys exactly what I'm doing right here on the screen. So what I've done to record this is I have put screen record on my iPad while I have been drawing, and then I sped up the video a little bit because this took me hours to do, and I figured you didn't want to listen to me talk and ramble on and then watch me draw for a few hours. So we sped this up a little bit and took out a few of the boring parts, but pretty much all of it's in there, the main parts. So if you guys want to follow along, maybe draw the same thing and turn it into yourself, I don't know, but just go ahead, draw along with me. Use this as a tutorial. I'm going to be giving you some tips along the way as we go. So let's talk about right now. I am using a technical pencil to draw this out and sketch it. This part, it doesn't really matter at all what pen you're using because it's really sketchy and no one's ever going to see it, so it's okay. And I'm using it in a light blue color, and all of this is on the same layer. I don't get into different layers until like coloring and maybe line art. So we're keeping it all on the same layer. We're being super sketchy, trying to make sure everything is flowing and our pose is good. Kind of just trying some things out. I saw a picture like this on Pinterest because I didn't know how to draw like a birthday drawing, and I couldn't think of anything honestly. So I just looked up birthday ideas, illustrations, and this drawing came up from Cassandra. If you guys have ever seen her art, really cool. I love some of the stuff that she does, but she did a birthday drawing. It kind of looks like this. I mean, honestly, it really does. But I definitely put it in my own style and kind of changed it around a little bit. So I definitely didn't trace. You guys are seeing me draw this right now. Don't trace things. I just use them as a loose reference. So that is how I have got to this part, and now we are doing line art. Sometimes I will do a second sketch layer, but today we're not doing that. We're just going straight in with the line art, and you can do this in whatever color you want, honestly, if you're using Procreate at least. I can't speak for any other softwares because I've never used them, but for Procreate, just use whatever color shows up good to you and that you're going to be able to see, and make sure your opacity is turned all the way up. This time using the technical pen, it gives a really smooth line, and I've turned the jitter on the settings of the brush. I've turned the jitter down a little bit, and then the stability up just a tad, so it keeps my lines really straight and good, but still kind of flowy, and you still get the pressure from the pen, and you get the different line thicknesses. So I've always used Procreate. I've never, like I just said, I've never used anything else, but I will definitely recommend it to you today. It's not sponsored or anything, but it's like $9.99 to get the app, and honestly, I think it's really worth it. I mean, it's not like you have to buy more things after you bought it. Once you bought it, it updates, and you can just use it. You don't have to have an iPad. You can have a phone, tablet. I'm not sure what else you would use, but you can really use anything, and you don't have to have a fancy Apple Pencil or anything like that to be able to do this. I use an Apple Pencil just because it came with my iPad when I bought it, or when my grandparents bought it for me, but you can use anything you buy off Amazon. I think the dollar store has some. I know that's really weird, but I remember back before I had my iPad, I got a pen from the dollar store. So yeah, there's lots of options and ways that you guys can follow along and do your own digital drawings. So don't think that you have to have all this fancy equipment to make an awesome drawing. Alright, and also you don't have to use Procreate. You can use any drawing software you want. A little inspiration from the drawing. Like I said, it did come from that Cassandra drawing, but I am making myself a birthday cake this year. I love baking, and I probably would have done it anyways, but if you haven't realized yet, we're all in quarantine and I can't go get a cake or anything like that. And my friends, they talked about wanting to make me a cake, but they obviously can't do that now. So everything's kind of been put on hold. Birthday's a little bit different this year. If you have a birthday during this time, you will know what I mean. But we can still make the best of it, and so I decided to make myself a birthday cake, and it is inspired by this cake you're going to see here. If you're wondering what I'm doing right now, why I'm drawing Top Gun on a blank screen, is that you guys probably don't know this, but May 13th is also National Top Gun Day, and if you haven't watched the channel for a while, I'm a major Top Gun fan. I love that movie so much. It's probably my favorite movie. I'm not sure if I can say that, but I think it is, honestly. And I just love it so much, and I every year watch the movie. Done that for the past few years, and I made this shirt that you're gonna see me wearing in the drawing, with this like logo on it. I made it with my Cricut, and I'm going to wear it because I just think it's so cool. Love the movie so much. I have my sunglasses and everything to wear with it. So that is what is going on right here, trying to draw that logo. It doesn't look exactly right, but that's completely fine because it's honestly not seen very well on the actual drawing. Alright, now I'm going to add that other layer back in, again using separate layers, and I'm going to put it right on my shirt where I want it, and I'm going to use the warp tool to kind of distort the image, just because when you're wearing a shirt, it's not going to look exactly like flat logo or whatever. It's going to have a little movement to it. It's going to bend a little bit because your shirt is soft and it's fabric. So that's how I did that there. Super easy. You guys can do that with anything you want to put on a shirt. Not that hard. Okay, so here we are going in and adding layers. I just add a whole bunch of them, and I use a layer for the skin, hair, eyebrows, lips, and eyes are all on the same one. Eyebrows, lips, eyes are on the same one, and then a shirt, pants, if there's shoes, and then a background. So all those are on different layers. They get their own layer, and that's just to help me and to keep everything neat and not have to worry about like the colors getting on top of each other or anything like that. So how I start to do that is I just pick the layer that I'm going to use, and I go in and completely fill in the area with a flat color. Now, the way I draw this flat color honestly doesn't matter. Like, it needs to be like a skin tone and in the right color family, but it doesn't have to look exactly like you want it, because I end up using color balance and all this different stuff to get my colors to look good together. So if you do that and follow along with me to the end, you'll see how I do that. Here I had a little bit of trouble picking out my hair color. Honestly, my hair doesn't look anything like this, and I've never colored it or anything, so it's just kind of a brown color. It doesn't look like this though. It's definitely brighter and a little bit darker, but it has some natural blonde highlights in it. So I don't think I captured that very well, but it's definitely brown, so I guess I got that right. And so we're just filling that in there. While I'm putting in these flat colors, because there's not much else I can say about it, I really just want to say thank you to everyone who's watched the channel, either from the beginning or recently joined. It really helps me when I'm making these videos to see you guys responding to them so positively, and telling me that you like my drawings, and that you like to see my videos, and just liking the videos and subscribing and everything. It's just so nice, and it really makes me happy. And right at the beginning when I was doing the channel, I didn't really get many subscribers, and I still really don't, but even then, I just love it. I honestly really just love making the videos and hoping that someone can like it, and if one person is happy from the video, then that's all I set out to do, and I'm really happy about that. Also, I just love drawing, and I love to share it with people, and so thank you guys so much. Just thank you. Some other things I'd like to talk about while this part of the drawing is going on is some new video ideas. And some of these are requested from you guys. So let me tell you what we have on the schedule. I'm looking at my cue cards right here. These are some videos that will be coming up. Let me know which ones you guys are most excited about, and maybe I will work on getting those out first, because I'm really not sure which videos we want to do first. So I have recorded a Harry Potter video, which will be coming out very soon. I already know that's just going to come out because I'm really excited about it and I really want to post it. I did it kind of like the Star Wars video, and just used some acrylic paint, and we just drew some of our favorite characters, and it was really awesome. So that'll be coming up really soon. One that I kind of came up with that I thought would be really fun would be drawing a day in my life, because we're all quarantined, and I mean, people are doing like their daily routines and stuff, and I kind of want to keep with art on the channel and not do some random daily routine video. But I thought it would be super fun if I just like draw what I do in a day and put it out on like a little timeline and a little cartoon of me doing things. I thought you guys might like that, so I came up with that idea. And then the other one, this is the only other one I'm going to tell you guys about because I don't want to spoil anything. The Mandalorian with Baby Yoda. Now, I just cracked up when I saw that request. I don't know why it was so funny. I guess it's just like the Baby Yoda thing. Everyone is obsessed with it. I started watching Mandalorian. I'm not all the way through the first season, and honestly, it's not my favorite thing in the world. I love Star Wars, you guys know that, but it's just not my favorite for some reason. I'm fine to watch it, like it doesn't bother me to watch it. It's just not my favorite thing in the world. But the Baby Yoda thing, everyone in the world is like completely obsessed with it. I mean, he's cute, but I don't really get it. But it's cool, it's awesome. So we're doing that video really soon. Someone requested me to do it, so we're gonna do it. I'm gonna give it to you, and I'm guessing that everyone else is gonna be okay with that because everyone loves Baby Yoda right now. So that's some fun things coming to the channel. I really like to try to have fun on here, and as you can see, I kind of just cracked myself up over that. But I really just try to be myself and have a lot of fun on the channel, and hopefully you guys are having fun too. Continuing with the drawing, we are still doing flat colors. Nothing too exciting. We are about to start shading though. And the cake looks amazing, honestly. The cake that I'm making is chocolate cake with chocolate drips on the top, but it didn't look very nice. It looked very dark and depressing, and this is supposed to be a birthday, so I thought I'd make it yellow cake with pink drips on the top. So that's the only thing I changed. The shirt that I'm wearing is like the same color, the jeans are the same color, and my hair style-ish does look like that. So that is going well. Back to the hair. My hair never looks that puffy, but I thought it was very funny because everyone needs a haircut right now because we're all in quarantine, and my hair's getting a little puffy, a little bit too long. So I kind of drew it a little bit bigger, and no one else is probably going to notice that, but when I look back on this drawing next year when we're not in quarantine anymore, I will think of that and it will make me laugh. If you're wondering, I am still using that technical pen to do the coloring here. I like it. It's a good brush. It's clean. Just seems like my favorite thing to use. That already comes with Procreate. Now some brushes you have to buy and download and all that, and it's a mess, and I mean, you can do it if you want to. I've tried a few times and it doesn't work. Sometimes it does, but most of the time it never works for me, so that's why I just use the brushes they give you. But for shading here, if we're going to start doing the shading, I'm going to use a soft brush and just kind of use it to pop in the shadows. As you can see, we do it on the hair, and then I added the highlights with it as well, which looks really cool. I mean, it only took like 5 seconds, but it was honestly, it worked out really nice. I wasn't sure exactly if that was going to work. But yeah, that's my new way of doing that. And then I also go back in with that technical pen and add some harsher, deeper shadows. I think that is the best way to do that, easily at least, without spending like a ton of time, is just taking that sharper tool and making a nice clean line to do that shading. Like I've said already in the video, I love it when you guys send me a comment, so if you would like to do that, I'm taking video requests right now, at least until I get too many. I have about 7 right now, I think. I'm looking at my list. So I'm gonna take requests until I have 10, and then I'm gonna stop for a little bit and then take your requests again. I'm always gonna write them down, so if you want to keep giving them to me, that's great. But the 10 newest requests that have not been done yet, I'm going to get through that whole list before I start anything else. But I also can't promise that your video request is going to come out this soon. You have to give me time. And I have some other ideas, like I was talking about the day in my life video or whatever. That was just an idea that I came up with. So be patient and your video request will get done, so make sure to leave those down below. Also, if you have a specific character that you really like and would like me to draw, then I look at those too. I typically draw Marvel, Disney, and Star Wars and Harry Potter, things like that. But if you have anything not related to that or related to that, let me know. I love requests because I sometimes don't know what to draw, so it's really nice to see you guys giving me some feedback and let me know what you guys want to see. Okay, so back to the drawing. I continued that method with the shading, with going lightest to darkest, and now we're adding a little bit of freckles on the face. I have a brush that I downloaded off of, I'm not really sure actually where I downloaded it from, but it was one of the brushes that actually did download and work for me. So it's just like a freckles brush that you can go in and add the freckles without having to do each tiny one. And then for the eyes, keep it really simple and just do a simple layer of blue with a little bit of a darker blue on the top for a shadow. And then we're going in and adding some blush. At this point, I'm not doing anything super technical. I'm just kind of repeating myself here. I did go in and decide to make the eyes a little bit darker, the liner for the eyes, because it seemed to blend in with the rest of the drawing just a little bit too much. So I did do that, and then we're just going to go in and add some eyelashes. I don't do this with all my drawings, honestly, just because I forget, but today I wanted to make sure I did that just to keep the drawing looking super cute, and I really like the way that it turned out. Here I cut out just a little bit of the drawing because I kind of just kept doing the same thing with the shading. I mean, you can see what I'm doing. It's nothing extremely technical. If you guys would like to see exactly how I do that, let me know, and maybe we can make a video on shading in Procreate or just a digital drawing. Now for that icing on the cake, we're just gonna go in and use an airbrush and make the colors just stand out just a little bit more. And right here I'm looking for something to do like texture on the cake, so it didn't look so flat. So I'm just going in there and adding a little bit of, it's actually paint specks, like spray paint, but I turned down the opacity and did a really light color, and it really did make it look like cake. It was super cool. So I really like the way that was turning out at this point. Also, I really like the colors that I am doing. I think it's super cute. And now I'm just going in and adding some sprinkles and highlights, which I did not show the whole thing because this took a lot of time, and really there was nothing to it. I just took my brush and made it kind of small and went in and added all the colors of the sprinkles and made little lines, so it was nothing extremely technical. So that is why I'm going to go ahead and cut it and skip to the next one. Okay, so here I'm doing something really cool with that airbrush. So I put the color block on the line art layer. That's why we keep our layers separate the whole time. And I just went with that airbrush and made the brush really big, and I made the one side a little bit lighter than the back just to keep everything kind of bright and not make it look not so dark, because I think that the drawing was looking a little bit too dark for it to be a birthday drawing. So I think that lightened it up and added what it needed. Okay, if you see what I just did there, I duplicated the drawing because I'm going to collapse all the layers into each other, and I really don't want to mess something up and then not have all my separate layers. So I just duplicate it, and so I have the original still. Okay, here, now that I have put all the layers together so everything is on one layer, I'm going to lock the colors and then add in a little bit of golden lighting. I think that looks super cute when you're trying to keep a drawing looking light and like a brighter drawing. So you take a light orange color and just go in and brighten everything up. Here I'm playing around with my color balance. I mentioned that earlier. I never do anything extremely specific when it comes to this. It's never the same twice. I just play around with the colors until I like the way that it looks. Here I added a little bit of yellow to the drawing, and what this does is it kind of just ties in all your colors and makes everything kind of go with each other. That's what I was saying about it doesn't matter if your colors all exactly go together, because this will really help with that. And then you go in with your hue, saturation, and brightness just to kind of adjust a little bit more and make everything seem like it goes together really well. Now this is a step that I may do a few times throughout the drawing while I'm doing this editing. This is what I call editing. What I'm doing right now is I'm going in and adding highlights and the color balance and all that. So after I add these highlights, I'm not sure, I don't actually remember if I went back in and did it, but sometimes I definitely will go back in and do that same steps again. Now for highlights, I typically just go in with a white or close to white color, add some little dots, like light flecks, and then some lines wherever I feel like they need it. I feel like I never know how to explain myself when I'm drawing, just because I have no method of how I do it. It just kind of happens, and I never really do anything the same way twice. So you can kind of just see what I'm doing, and hopefully you guys can follow along with this. In the end, I really like the way the hair is looking, super cute. I just think that it turned out really good, and the length of it is perfect, the whole style of it, the whole drawing honestly just really looks like me, and it's cute. And I didn't expect it to. I didn't expect it to turn out this well, and I was kind of surprised when it did, and I liked it so much. So this is definitely one that I'm going to print out on some of my drawing paper and put in my sketchbook because I love it so much. Alright guys, so I'm adding the finishing touches. This is the end of the drawing. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed me doing an illustration for my birthday. Again, turn on notifications and subscribe so you don't miss out on anything coming. Thank you guys so much for watching. Goodbye!